All right, today we're really gonna find out how much AI can really help your golf game, and no better guy to do it than Ryan Hager, Director of Instruction here at Plainfield Country Club. It's always good to see you.
Likewise, welcome back.
So the real question I have for you is we're seeing a lot of this technology, and it helps us in a lot of ways, AI, no doubt, but there's also a little bit of a marketing buzz about it.
Sure.
And I think as golfers, we all have this dream and this idea that if there's a tool that can really act like a coach and teach us at home, and we can rely on it. Because before I put my time and effort into changing something with my swing, I wanna make sure I can really rely on it. So I'm gonna have you walk us through this. This is Sui. You've been involved in this. Also, Ryan, if you haven't seen him on the channel, one of the best instructors in the country. I've put my full faith in him, and a lot of you have seen from the videos we've done how really good at this Ryan is. So I'll let you explain what it is, but where I wanna get to is I wanna have this analyze my swing.
Yep.
And then I want to see how much you agree with what it comes up with.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, so first take us through what exactly Sui is.
Basically, my brain has been uploaded into this thing, and the app is going to analyze swings in the same way that I do. And it's also going to give the feedback that I would give. And so like I said, my students that don't live close by or are trying to practice and get a sense of, am I doing this right?
Yeah.
They can get instantaneous feedback within about 60 seconds, whether or not they're on the right track and things like that. I've found that it's a great practice tool and also helps golfers actually get better at a way faster pace.
So next step is seeing is believing. So I'll now jump in front of the camera, have AI kind of break it down and see where I can work on. And this way you guys can see exactly how this works, because we'll go through it step by step. So we'll set up, take a swing, and then you'll walk us through it?
Sure.
All right, so in a second, Ryan, of course, you'll take us through the app, but what we're seeing now is that basically we're just using the camera, lets me know that I'm ready to swing. So I could use this at home, same way, just throw my iPhone on a tripod or something like that.
That's right, yeah.
All right, so we'll take a swing here.
Great, you can take maybe a couple, just so it has a few to take a look at.
Just like working with a coach, take a couple swings, right?
So these are the 3 swings that we got of you today.
Yep.
And if we click on this last one, you'll see that you can just watch the video playback over and over and over.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom there, it gives you the option to hit analyze. The analysis takes about 60 seconds, sometimes a little less. So here the analysis is ready. Right here on this initial screen is your practice plan. This gets a little bit more accurate as you get more and more swings in there. We're just looking at your very first one, so it won't necessarily have kind of the average of what you do. This is just what's happening today. This will factor in every swing you've ever taken as you continue to practice.
Just like working with a live coach. I mean, as you develop a relationship, you know me better and better.
That's right.
The system knows you better.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's learning you as you go.
Yep.
You can see right here, these are kind of like your 3 areas to focus on, sort of I like to say the low-hanging fruit, rather than over here on the right side, you can see all metrics, which if you're not me and you don't have a trained eye or teach for a living, you might not know where to start. Yeah. But it will tell you line by line, starting with your setup, line 0, all the way to your follow through or your finish at line 9, kind of where are the flashing red lights, if you will. And you can see that there's a couple that are marked in red. That's kind of where you want to focus your attention first. Despite that lead knee being marked red, I would look first at the first move. It looks like the lead knee is kind of a theme, and you can see that it flexes really early, and it heads out towards the ball, gets a little too bent, and that happens kind of right away, right out of the gates.
I love that side by side, because that to me helps me learn. So I can see where I'm at versus where a pro would be in that same position.
That's right. So it gives you a nice sort of markered image of here's where you are, here's where maybe we want to try to get to. And then you can see down there, tips and drills. You get a video that I made that would help you work on the specific drill or feel that would kind of help you. So you can click that, and then it will show you if you're someone who bends their knees too much as you go back, that you could use some training aids. Like I'm going to use a band here in just a second to try to work on kind of maintaining some stability in my knees, or in this case, straightening my right leg a little bit as I go back. And so it takes some of the videos that I've made and put out to the world, and rather than scrolling hoping to get lucky, you get the ones that are actually targeted towards the things that you're doing.
It's more focused directly to you.
That's right. So after myself looking at this, and again, this is where I think the app would do better if you get more and more and more data in there for it to analyze, is I would go right to this sort of mid backswing shaft angle. After watching it a couple, there's been some thin ones, and I think some of that can come from this sort of excessively laid off position. You can see it's also starting to affect, I can see here anyways, it's starting to affect your spine angle a little bit as your arms are rotating the shaft into too flat of an angle.
Okay.
And so I would work on more of one of these sort of inside takeaway type of drills to get a little better sense of how to almost hinge the club up a little bit more on the way back so that you're not losing, your spine angle. I think that would be a good one. I think some of these other ones with sort of how your arms are rotating or hinging off of the ball, those would be a little bit more effective, I think, to get some pretty immediate improvement. So this would be, I think, a pretty good one for you to try here to sort of get the shaft a little bit more lined up in the early part of your backswing. Sort of a hinge and go drill that I think would be excellent for someone who's getting the shaft a little flat and the arms are rotating too much.
Okay.
Towards the end of this video, you'll see here that I kind of hinge the club in line with my target line and then rotate to the top from there. I think that's a great drill for you to work on because the Sweet app will also grab that video and allow you to see in real time whether or not you
So it's also showing me if I'm doing the drill correctly.
Correct, yes.
That's important, okay.
Well, I would say it'll tell you if the drill is getting you into more of a yellow or a green zone, which gives you an idea of whether or not you're doing the drill right. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's try the drill.
So you'll sort of set up as if my shoe is the golf ball.
Okay.
All you're going to do is hinge see how you wanted to move your arm?
Yes.
All you need to do is hinge your wrists. The club's gonna get to about parallel to your target line. This should be too flat, which is caused by forearm and upper arm rotation. Probably too far outside, and then that's about neutral right there.
Okay.
All you do from there is turn to the top. And it should help you to get the shaft to steepen a little bit going back.
Got it.
Which is what we're trying to tackle for these first couple of.
And then theoretically, that camera on the Swee is also seeing this, and it's going to be giving us an idea if that's in the right position.
That's right.
So
you'll hinge your wrist
just going to hinge it
no
just like
arms.
that.
Yep.
Parallel here to the toe line.
Yeah, your arms might be a little closer to your legs, like this way.
Okay.
Just
so
a little bit. Right about
we
there.
want to be closer.
I want them a little closer. Yep,
Got
that
it.
looks great.
Okay. So here, sorry.
Good.
I have a tendency to want to move those arms.
Yeah.
Let's just hinge it. Okay.
Good.
And then we'll come up to the
turn and
top.
swing through. Great, so it recorded that. I think still a little bit of this going back. It'll feel maybe a little outside in your backswing.
Okay. So we're gonna hinge it up.
Great. And then you want to try one with a ball. Good, and you'll hinge it up. Great.
Okay. And this one, I'll just try to incorporate that feeling in a full swing.
So you can see here, it grabs the video of you doing that sort of preset hinge exercise. So we're gonna analyze this one. And then we'll also look at this last start from a normal takeaway and see if that one also looked pretty good. So we're gonna look at the drill swing and at sort of the new swing after you've done the drill a few times. So we scroll down here. Awesome, you went from a red shaft angle to a green shaft angle. So the drill helped it helped you get the shaft lined up, sort of a little closer pointed to the ball rather than on more of a horizontal type of an angle. The nice thing I'm seeing here too is if you just look from the line 0 setup all the way down to line 2, you're getting pretty much all green in here, which is awesome. Now at the top, we start to see things like your left arm and your trail elbow, those start to change. And then, like I said, first things first, you could move on at some point to tackle things later on in the swing, but for the sake of what we were trying to do, I think mission accomplished with that drill. And then this was the sort of post-drill swing, and we're gonna see how we did in terms of, again, getting that that shaft position at line 2. So shaft position at line 2, green again, you're in really good shape with that. Now, golf's a very sort of Mobius thing where it's almost like if you patch one leak, another one opens. So on that same line, we would then maybe start to look more at that lead knee. I think it's flexing out towards the ball a little bit too much, but you tackled what you were trying to do. Might have to rub your stomach and pat your head at the same time to make sure the whole backswing is in order. But it was really cool, I think, to see that we were able to get the shaft position cleaned up, which was the objective.
I love it. All right, I think we proved the point. We validated that it really does truly work. I think it's an amazing tool, and I'm personally excited. I'm gonna take this. I'll be able to work on this at home, and I think it's only gonna level up how much quicker I can make those changes. So appreciate you showing it to us. Guys, we will link in the video description to how you can go and check out and try Sweep for yourself. And I'd love to hear your own feedback on it. So if you've tried Sweep, drop in the comments. Let us know what your own experience has been with it. But it's a very promising thing to get to experience it firsthand. So thanks for taking us through it.
Yeah, absolutely.